What if I were to tell you that Ryan Trahan has been able to pull in millions and millions of views daily vlogging in 2025? This is crazy because vlogging hasn't really been that popular the past few years on YouTube because it simply can't compete with the super high effort content that creators have been putting out recently. So what does Ryan Trahan know about YouTube that no one else does? And what's his secret to pulling off this series so successfully? Well, after some digging, I found the 5 secret tricks that Ryan uses to essentially guarantee that this series will go viral. Trick number 1 is that Ryan never stops using what works. This isn't the first time that Ryan has done a daily upload series. In fact, it's far from it. Ryan has been doing different series on YouTube since 2017, and it's a style of content that continues to do well. That's why after all these years, he's still doing it. But it's important to understand that he doesn't do the exact same thing every single time. He continues to build upon this format. Eventually, he turned it into a series where he crossed America with nothing but a penny. This ended up becoming one of the most viewed YouTube series of all time, racking in nearly 300 million views. But this is where something really interesting happens, because the latest series where Ryan traveled from Europe back home to America, you know, the one after the 30-day series, actually underperformed on his channel. But why this happened is important. I think it underperformed for 2 main reasons. Reason number 1 is because the Penny series had gotten old at this point. He had done it a bunch of times and people were kind of bored of it. And reason number 2 is because it felt like a lesser version of the previous year's challenge. Although it was probably harder to film because it was farther away from home. It just didn't feel as big and exciting because it was only 7 days and not 30. These are just a few reasons to why I think the series underperformed. Well, as you can see from the current series, Ryan took all of the parts from the other ones that people liked and he rolled them over into this one, as well as innovating past the parts that people didn't like. And I think the most important part of this series is that he innovated past the Penny series. Not many people realized it, but after the Europe Penny series, something clicked for Ryan on the channel. He uploaded a video titled "I Tried 1-Star Restaurants," and this video absolutely exploded. Like, it's currently sitting at 28 million views. Ryan continued to upload and nothing did that well until he uploaded "I Tried 1-Star Hotels." And this video ended up outperforming the restaurants video and getting 32 million views. At this point, Ryan realized that people just enjoyed watching him travel around and review interesting things, like restaurants, theme parks, and hotels. So Ryan began to pump out these videos and get really solid views. Ryan had found a new format. And now this brings us to the present day where he starts a series where he goes to a new Airbnb every single day. Exactly what his audience likes to watch him do. He has simply taken multiple different things from different formats that people like to watch him do and combined them into one. All that to say, it's not a coincidence that this series is going to pop off the way it will. Speaking of using what works, you know you're actually able to do that with other people's channels also, right? You can look around and find videos that have performed well for other people and use that as inspiration to come up with your own ideas. And I think that the best way to find videos that have performed well is looking at 1of10.com. Let me tell you how it works. First, you sign up using the link in my description where you can get 50% off. Then once you're in, you just place in your filters. Like if you want to find videos that have performed 2.5 times better than the channel's average, you can find those.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm 10 years old and I've been learning to play with Simply Piano.
You sign up using the link in my description where you can get 50% off. Then once you're in, you just place in your filters. Like if you want to find videos that have performed 2.5 times better than the channel's average, you can find those.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm 10 years old and